Hey Taurus, this is Natalie from Inspired Alignment. I'm coming on today to do your reading for January 2019. Please check your sun, moon, and rising signs so that you can get more of a complete picture of your particular situation. Also, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if the reading resonates with you, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the energy that's coming up for Taurus for January 2019. So Spirit, what do Taurians need to know about January 2019? What are the main messages for Taurus for January 2019? What are the most important things that Taurus people need to know about January 2019? Okay, the first card we have is Thought. Second card is the Mother. Next card we have is the Five of Water. And then underneath the deck we have the Three of Earth, the Journey, and the Father. Okay, so what I see here for Taurus for January 2019 is I'm definitely picking up on the release of some emotions. And I am feeling that for a lot of you guys, this may have something to do with childhood or with like your parents growing up. Because I do have the Mother here who is pregnant in this image, and I have the Father here. I also have this Journey card where this is kind of looking to me like almost like a child in this picture. And then I have the Five of Water, which is like this release of, just kind of like these negative or lower vibrational type things that kind of get attached to us through like our childhood and through things that take place like within our family unit growing up. And I have the Thought card here as well. So it's almost like, the way that you are perceiving or thinking about things that took place within the childhood or with things with your parents, like those thoughts are coming up, and like there are some of like those things that like you are emotionally releasing, but you may be finding out that the way that you have thought about something or perceived something maybe was not exactly the way that you thought that it was. You may be finding out that something was a little bit different than how maybe you remember it or how you have been told how it was. For others of you, I'm feeling that maybe this could be like your family unit that you have now. Like if you are, a parent and, you have a child, like there are some things going on within this dynamic of like the mother, the father, the child, the way that things are kind of perceived and thought about, and like the releasing of like I'm getting like almost like traumatic things maybe that have taken place like within the family unit. So whether it's like a family that you have now in the present moment, or this is actually you kind of just reminiscing on things from your own personal childhood, I do pick up on that being kind of like a main theme here in January. And this Three of Earth is kind of interesting to me because it's a little bit different from the rest of the cards here. But I feel like, it's almost like new seeds are being planted in your mind. So, I had said before that maybe the way that you had thought about things were not exactly how you remember them. And you might be like finding out some new information or gaining some new knowledge that kind of plants like some new seeds in your mind that are a little bit more positive, or make you look at the situation maybe in like a different way than you initially did. I'm also getting that for some of you guys, there is like this prepping for like a family. Like I'm feeling like there are some people who are in fear or have worry about moving into the next step of life where they are going to like create their own family. And it could be because of things that I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time speaking. So somebody might have a hard time talking about this. But I'm feeling like somebody might be nervous or worried about starting a family of their own because of things that might have taken place with their own family growing up within their childhood. And it's like, because this card kind of came out reversed. I mean, I flipped it back up, but I mean, I did see it reversed. I mean, I'm going to read it kind of like both ways here, but I feel like there's almost like, for some of you guys, this is like the planting of new seeds and like a new beginning in like your thought process or a new beginning within the way that like your family is operating. And then for some of you, I feel like there's like there's like a stagnant energy or like a hold being put on creating a family because somebody is having a lot of anxiety or fear due to things that happen within their own family growing up, and they're having to kind of face this and reflect on it and kind of like release some of these emotions or things that they've held on to for a really long time. So I'm going to go ahead and clarify these cards here to see what else Taurus needs to know about this energy for January 2019. What else do Taurians need to know about this energy for January 2019? What else does Taurus need to know about this? Okay, so what does Taurus need to know about this thought card? You want Taurus to know about the thought card that's here. Okay, the Hangman. So again, it's kind of like this in-between thoughts, not really sure if you're remembering something right, not really sure if you're thinking the right thing. And then for those who are kind of stalling on moving into like this next level of a relationship or like creating their own family, this is them kind of being trapped in the mind and in their thoughts and kind of like just kind of hanging there and not really moving. It's that stagnant type of energy. So what do we need to know about the Mother card? What does Taurus need to know about this Mother card here? Okay, we have the Fool. So for some of you guys, I'm feeling like for some of those who are unsure about having a family or having children, I'm feeling like they're almost feeling like they would be foolish, like they're not ready, that they're like almost like too immature, that they don't know if they can do something like be a parent. It's like because this woman is pregnant here, I'm feeling like this person just they just think that they would basically be a fool to, you know, have a child or to get somebody pregnant or something like that. And then for others of you, I'm feeling that, like, if this is like a childhood issue, that there may have been like a separation within the family dynamic, and it's like somebody left the mother. Like the father may have taken off or left for some reason, and that's what I'm getting. Like he just kind of like took this like bag with him and took off and left the mother, possibly when she was pregnant. So you may have grown up with a single mother, or this may be a situation that you are currently experiencing. Because underneath the deck I have the Eight of Cups too, and this is like somebody leaving. So let's see, what does Taurus need to know about the Five of Water? What does Taurus need to know about the Five of Water? Okay, here we have the Five of Pentacles. So again, this is like somebody feeling left out in the cold, somebody feeling locked out of a situation. There could have been like a lot of fighting going on, people getting like locked out of the house. I'm almost picking up that these are like memories. It's almost like I'm getting like flashbacks of stuff like this occurring. And this is something that like you're thinking about now, either because you're in some kind of a family dynamic where maybe some of this stuff is reminding you of things that have already happened, or there's somebody who's afraid to start a family because of this kind of stuff here. And then underneath the deck here we have the Nine of Pentacles, and you know, this woman is like all by herself. So it's like, you know, somebody gets kind of like left. Like there's almost like this abandonment. Somebody left the situation. And there could have been like some nasty like arguing or kind of like violent things going on. But I'm not picking this up as like current energy. I'm picking this up as it being something from the past that's almost kind of getting brought up to be like released or to be faced, either because there needs to be some healing within a family dynamic that is in the present moment, or because a person needs to kind of release this in order to make the choice to move forward and have a family of their own. So I'm going to go ahead and, you know, and I'm feeling like it's the man almost. If this is a male watching this, I feel like you may be the one who is afraid to start this family because of memories of your childhood. So let's see what these three cards here. What do we need to know about the three cards here? What does Taurus need to know about these cards? Okay, we have the Moon card. So this is like, you know, emotions, hidden emotions. You know, things that have kind of been, you know, buried down. Obviously, if this is stuff that has happened like a long, long time ago, and especially if this is a man, and if this is a woman watching this reading, you could be dealing with a man who is kind of going through this right now. But I'm feeling like, you know, there's these emotions or these like inner emotional wounds that have been there like since childhood. And that is like really kind of hindering this person from moving forward into having like a family life, or, you know, maybe they're just acting a certain way and like, you know, you're not sure. And if you know, and if you're the man, I mean, this is like definitely something that's happening because of like old past things that kind of need to be, you know, brought up, released, and healed. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a card and see what else Taurus needs to know about this. What else does Taurus need to know about this energy for January 2019? What else does Taurus need to know about this energy for January 2019? Okay, what else does Taurus needs to know about this? Whoa. Okay. So the Three of Ariel, this says, do what you love, a time of great personal growth in your career or artistic endeavors, working with others in a cooperative manner. This is interesting because I feel like if this is a man who's kind of dealing with some of these emotional issues, that they're almost using work, like they may like be working a lot to kind of avoid dealing with this. Maybe they kind of already have a family or are getting ready to start a family, but it's like they're always at work. That's really, I mean, that's the kind of energy that I'm picking up from this. And then, so underneath the deck here, we have the Seven of Gabriel. This says, stand up for what you believe in, have confidence, and claim your personal power. So I feel like if you're like a woman who is in like a dynamic like this, where you're having a relationship with somebody who is maybe like not as involved in the family as they maybe should be or you would like them to be, or you're dealing with somebody who is like kind of stalling, like wanting to have a family. I feel like, this is kind of telling you to kind of stand up a little bit for what you believe in, and like maybe let this person know how you feel, obviously not in a nasty or mean way, because do take into consideration that there's definitely some pain and some wounds here, like that's the reason why this is even happening to begin with. And then for the man or the woman that has kind of dealt with this either in the current moment with a family, or in the past growing up with a family, it may be time to maybe stand up and claim your power. Maybe you feel like your power was taken in some way throughout this situation. And I mean, this is basically kind of telling you like it's okay to like stand up and believe in yourself and to believe in the power that you have for yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and pull an oracle card. Let's see what else Taurus needs to know for January 2019. What other messages do we have for Taurus for January 2019? Okay, magic. So this card says, make a wish, believe in miracles, magic surrounds you. And then underneath the deck, we have polarity, which I feel like a lot of other signs got polarity as well. This card says, integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without the dark. Understand the law of polarity. So, first of all, I mean, there definitely is like some darker, lower vibrational energy going on here, but it's really just pain, worry, and fear. And those are kind of like the darker, lower energies that are needing to be transcended so that like more of those light energies can come in. But you kind of like need to purge those energies out to be able to let the light come in. So there definitely needs to be like a release here. So whether it's, talking to a counselor, talking to your significant other, or like, a trusted friend or something, or even just, you yourself, maybe you need to cry, in the shower or whatever. Like it's okay to do those things and kind of release some of this pent up energy of whatever like this family thing is that took place, whether it's in the past or happening here in the present moment. But this is kind of needing to release some of that darker energy so that the light energy can come in, and understanding exactly how that works. And then the magic card is that kind of comes right after you experience some of this like emotional stuff that like doesn't feel that great. Like after you have that release and you start to fill yourself with the light energy, like you feel like this relief. And not only that, but you are full of, this light energy that is like this unconditional love. And it's, it's happiness, it's joy, it's all of those lighter energies. And, when you are aligned in that type of a way, and you have kind of purged out some of the lower vibrational stuff in order to make room for the high vibrational stuff, it is so easy to start to like manifest things that you're wishing for, and actually believing in miracles and knowing that you can actually manifest anything that you desire into your life. But you want to make sure that you have kind of purged out some of these lower energies before you start to like manifest things. Because if we start to try and manifest things when we're coming from this like lower emotional place of like being desperate or, really depressed or something, we can manifest like more of that darkness into our life. And that's not what we want to do. We want to be able to release those energies first, transcend them, then bring in the light energy and experience like some of that joy and happiness, and then start to work on manifesting things that we want to create within our lives. And I mean, you can, work on this every day by, even like through the full moon cycles, at the full moon, make a list of things that you would like to release. On the new moon, make a list of things that you would like to create. Start saying, some positive affirmations every day. There's all kinds of different things that you can kind of get in the routine of doing to balance your energy back into more of this lighter energy and kind of release some of this stuff from the past. And I feel like maybe there is, an emotional release that has to happen. So like some crying, or like some actually, voicing out something that, has bothered you for a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and pull one of the sacred geometry cards. What's one more message that Taurus needs to know for the month of January 2019? What's one more message for the sign of Taurus for January 2019? One more message for the sign of Taurus. Okay, here we have the oxoahedron. I think that's how it's said. So I'm going to read this from the book. This is number 57, and we'll see what this has to say. So this card says, well, this card is about new beginnings, so perfect. The oxohedron, with its 20 triangular faces, is one of 5 three-dimensional shapes called the platonic solids. The octosahedron is associated with the female side of our natures and the element of water. It represents the beginnings of new consciousness. Choosing this card suggests that the subject of your inquiry has been on your mind for some time now. You ruminate and question, but you are caught in thought patterns that offer no solution. It is time to seek a new perspective. Ask for inner guidance from the receptive female aspect of your being. Allow the flow to enter your thoughts in a way that releases old patterns and activates an awareness of what you need to know to free stuck energy and get things moving again. You may be surprised at how easily you untangle the situation once you see it from a fresh vantage point. Use this perspective to help you to see the new beginnings that are set to arrive and move with ease and grace into the manifestation of your dreams and visions. Holy moly, was that not just, I don't know, but if I didn't say it good to where you understood it, I think that card basically just put it exactly how it needed to be. I think that that is exactly kind of what I've been saying throughout the entire reading. Definitely some stuff that's been held on to for a long time, and there is a new perspective. The one thing I want to say is it talks about the feminine energy, and we do have the mother here, so tap into that feminine energy. If you're a male, maybe kind of connect with a motherly figure within your life, maybe to confide in, or just kind of get in touch with those feminine type characteristics, like your emotions and things like that. So that's super interesting. That definitely resonated. So I'm going to go ahead and pull one card here for Taurus to see what the future energy is for February of 2019. Where is all of this heading for Taurus in February of 2019? Oh, okay, so we have the Three of Wands, and it was reversed. So in the upright, what I see, what the Three of Wands to me in this deck is like, starting. It's like the Two of Wands is when you have the idea of starting a new project, but you haven't quite moved on it yet. The Three of Wands is when you have the idea and you start taking the action forward. And with the bird here, I almost feel like, there's like some kind of spiritual guidance that is helping to push this person forward. Because it came out reversed, I feel like you've already got the thought, like you've already got the Two of Wands, you've already got this picture of what it is that you want to do. And you may have it's almost like you have 1 foot in and 1 foot out of taking action here. But I think that, throughout the month of February, you will probably be able to flip this card around upright. I just feel like, still in February, you're going to be kind of working on some of these things here. Releasing of things that you've held on to for a long time, changing your perception, and sometimes that takes a little bit of time, but you definitely are making progress when it comes into January, because it's like I said, it's like you have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You just need a little bit more of a nudge, or just a little bit more work in order to kind of flip this card upright. And I do see like spirit here, kind of assisting you and nudging you, so continue to have faith, and, don't get down on yourself about this at all. So Taurus, I hope that these messages helped you, and I will see you soon. Take care.